An emotional plea today from the family and friends of Tamiko Talbert Fleming. The Chicago woman was shot dead on her way to work last Friday. Her killer still on the loose. CBS.
And then you got this case of Lawrence Smith Fields in Connecticut. Because the guy who found her, a sugar baby, a sugar daddy, who she was, hooking up with to try to, do what sugar babies do. She's sugar baby. Beautiful girl. And she was found dead, man. No strangulation, no blunt force trauma, just dead. But because it was a glacier glider that is involved in this, they're marching in the streets. It's 1,000 videos on social media of people bringing attention to this case. Because we need justice, because the police won't arrest this guy. None of the people know anything about the case. They don't know how she died. They don't know nothing about the cause of her death. But because it was a glacier glider involved, it's a big story in the Sun People sectors of YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all that stuff. But all these other sisters whose killers are just out there, who just ran up on, ambushed, and shot down like dogs in the street. No one asked for justice for any of these people. They don't care. They only care about your life if it's a police or a glider. A police or a glacier glider involved with your death. Anybody else, they don't care.
An emotional plea today from the family and friends of Tamiko Talbert Fleming. The Chicago woman was shot dead on her way to work last Friday. Her killer still on the loose. CBS 2's Suzanne Lemonniot is live at police headquarters with what she's learned about the investigation. Suzanne?
Jim, Tamiko Talbert Fleming, she leaves behind 6 children and 13 grandchildren. Her family is making an emotional plea. They want anyone with information to come to police and come forward.
Precious Father in heaven, we come to you, O Lord, asking you to just put your arms around this family, O Lord.
Prayers are said for the family of Tamiko Talbert Fleming.
She loved her life. There was nothing that she wouldn't do for anybody.
This is the worst feeling anybody want to go through. I can't go to sleep at night.
Police say Talbert Fleming was driving here on 71st Street near Artesian early last Friday morning when someone in the back seat of a black SUV fired shots. Talbert Fleming was shot in the head. She continued driving until she hit a parked car.
That woman was shot in her noggin driving to work. Mistaken identity, attempted carjacking. One of them. It was one of them. Shot in her noggin. And guys, and no one knows who did it. And this is the story. Oh my God. The way sisters are getting killed now. I hear these sisters on these BWE platforms talking about every 5.5 hours or something like this. Dude. It's worse than that, man. Just go to the gun memorial. Look at all the sisters that get killed every day in this country. And it's stuff like this. That's the scary part about it. No matter how many women of other groups get killed, they're getting killed by their boyfriends, ex-husbands, ex-lovers, stalkers, people, they know, people they're familiar with. Sisters get killed by people they don't know. People they didn't even get to see. All the time they're just sitting in their car and somebody comes and shoots them. They're driving down the street, somebody comes and shoots them. They're hanging out at a party, somebody shoots them. They're hanging out at a cookout, somebody shoots them. They're at the gas station. Somebody shoots them. And always, almost so many times they get away. And that's not normal. Women of other groups, they're not killed in this manner.
Anybody want to go through. I can't go to sleep at night.
Police say Talbert Fleming was driving here on 71st Street near Artesian early last Friday morning when someone in the back seat of a black SUV fired shots. Talbert Fleming was shot in the head. She continued driving until she hit a parked car. The 49-year-old wife, mother, and hairstylist was on her way to work.
Tamika was taken from us because of a senseless act of violence. I want to ensure Tamiko's case received the same level of attention as someone on the north side.
No one ever gets killed on the north side. When she says north side, she's talking about glacier gliders. She's talking about glacier gliders. And she said that, she's insinuating that the police care more about those cases of glacier gliders when glacier gliders in Chicago get killed than they do of Sun people. So let's go to the gun memorial and let's see who's getting killed in Chicago and what the police resources are being allocated to, since she's calling into question the character and the integrity of the police department. Okay. So this is the gun memorial for Chicago, Illinois. The fatal gunshot victims in Chicago. Right off the bat, a lot of sisters, man. God. So taxi driver shot to death in Washington Heights. We know who did that. Somebody tried to rob a taxi driver. Let's see this glider. Man found shot to death in South Loop home. May have been a home invasion, a robbery, something like that. But look at these faces on this gun memorial, the people who get killed in Chicago. Are we saying that the Chicago Police Department, who has a assistant mayor, a brother's the police chief, the DA is a sister, Kim Fox, is saying that they care more about, okay, let's just say they do care more about when a glacier glider gets killed in Chicago as opposed to a Sun person, right? This woman was killed in the triple shooting, right? She was shot while walking in the alley Sunday morning of that week, whenever it happened. 2 other men were shot too with her. Was walking in the alley. No one is in custody. There's been no breaks in this case. No breaks in these 2 guys' cases. But look at all these Sun people that the police got to investigate. Look at all these Sun people get killed up here in this place, in this town. 800, almost 800 people got killed last year, and 750 of them were Sun people in one city. And she got the nerve to get on there and besmirch the integrity of the police department that investigates each one of these cases, goes, canvasses the neighborhoods, knocks on doors, asks anybody did they see nothing, pulls up all the cameras in the area. Whenever there's a shooting, they go around to all the businesses, all the city cameras, all the private business cameras, collect them, review the data, look for any clues. They canvass all the neighborhoods, knock on people's doors. Have you seen anything? They work with their confidential informants on the street. And they get stonewalled because of the no snitch policy. And that woman got up there and literally is blaming this on the cops, that her loved one was riding down the street to work and the SUV pulled up and sprayed her car and disappeared into the early morning dusk. And she's got the nerve to blame that on the police.
Tamika was taken from us because of a senseless act of violence. I want to ensure Tamiko's case received the same level of attention as someone on the north side. People are afraid to go anywhere because we don't feel safe in our own communities.
Care to elaborate, sister, on who's making you feel unsafe? Or is it just everybody? When you see a crouching tiger, you're just like, oh my God, that guy's going to do something to me. When you see a glacier glider, you say, oh my God, I'm terrified. When you see another sister, are you like, oh my God, I'm terrified, I don't feel safe. Who is making you feel safe? When you see Eskimos, you're like, oh my God, I got to get out of here. Don't feel safe. Who's making you feel unsafe, sister? Because we know it's the police fault because they're not investigating this case with the same tenacity as they do if a glacier glider gets killed, right? Even though all the glacier glider cases, there's nobody in custody for none of them. The few that there are. But care to tell us, elaborate on who's making you feel unsafe? Or you just going to leave it open-ended? Everybody. Every person you see equally, whether it's a little, this guy from this group, that guy from that group, this guy from that group, this guy dressed like that guy can look like that. Everybody equally across the board makes you feel unsafe, right?
People are afraid to go anywhere because we don't feel safe in our own communities.
Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle says daily shootings and homicides in Chicago cannot be the new normal.
As we speak, a joint committee of Cook County's Health and Criminal Justice Committees is being held to confront the high levels of violence plaguing our communities.
Preckwinkle says an additional $30 million from the Justice Advisory Council is being given to community-based organizations for violence prevention programs over the next 3 years.
These community programs just got $30 billion more dollars. Wow, this is the biggest racket. This is the biggest hustle. I usually say that these people, you know, they have good hearts, they have good intentions, but it just doesn't work. This is a hustle, man. They're giving $30 million to these programs. So somebody can sit in the office somewhere and shuffle around some paperwork and take some photo ops every now and then and set up a basketball game or a picnic somewhere every couple of months and talk about they helping the community. Give out some book bags on the first day of school. Give out some turkeys at Thanksgiving and take a bunch of photo ops. Or them talking to some kids and let the money roll in. These programs don't work. If they worked, would this lady even be saying what she just said? Would anybody in this video had said what they said if any of these programs worked? It's getting worse and worse and worse. It's not working. And they're going to get $30 million more just in this one city. Just the programs in this one city.
As we speak, a joint committee of Cook County's Health and Criminal Justice Committees is being held to confront the high levels of violence plaguing our communities.
Preckwinkle says an additional $30 million from the Justice Advisory Council is being given to community-based organizations for violence prevention programs over the next 3 years. Talbert Fleming's husband and Chicago police made a plea for those with information to come forward.
Please help. Somebody's saying something.
We empower ourselves by using our voices, by picking up the phone, by texting the message, giving us the information to hold those who are willing to kill the women, the children, and our neighbors accountable.
Now, you saw that $15,500 reward on those signs, again, asking for information that leads to an arrest in this case. Tamiko's family is truly hoping that someone does come forward to help solve her murder. At Chicago Police Headquarters, Suzanne Lemignot, CBS 2 News.
Suzanne.